Good evening, welcome to So Into Bourbon. I'm Glenn, this is Charlie. Charlie, what are we doing tonight?
It's St. Patrick's Day, and you know what that means. Irish and bourbon, keeper's heart.
All right, Charlie, Keeper's Heart from O'Shaughnessy Distillery.
O'Shag Hennessy. Yes.
O'Shag Hennessy.
O'Shaughnessy Distillery,
Absolutely.
distilling company out of Minnesota, and they have done something unique.
Lots of Irish up there in Minnesota, eh?
What are you talking about?
Don't you know?
We're not making fun of Minnesota or the Irish
No, we're
tonight
not.
because we're not fighting those people.
Well, I am Irish, partly. German Irish.
Tell me more. Keeper's Heart, if you've been living under a rock, it's been out for a couple of years, and they have done something interesting. Keeper's Heart, when it got started by two cousins, their names are Patrick and Michael O'Shaughnessy. They said, let's do something cool. So they went over to Ireland, and they stole Brian Nation, who was the master distiller for such monsters of the industry of Irish whiskey as Redbreast, or no, not Redbreast, Jameson, Redbreast, and Middleton. And they were like, hey, come to Minnesota, leave Ireland, come to Minnesota, and blend Irish whiskey and Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah. I've never heard of Jameson. Is that like a small
It's
distillery?
a small, single-family Irish operation.
So this guy knows what the heck he's doing, right?
He's what we would in the industry call experienced. Mm-hmm. Yes, he knows what he's doing. And their website is amazing. Go to keepersheart.com. There's an awesome video of Mr. Nation talking about the what and the why and the experience and what brought him to the States to do this. Why I like this is because this is unique, right?
It is unique.
Like, there's only so much you can do with bourbon, right? And I feel like the last couple of years, we've really stretched that out, right? Like, we're aging it at sea, we're trying different barrels, we're finishing it in literally anything we can think of, extra age, not age, different mash bills. This kind of blending is interesting.
You know, and I know people have opinions about this stuff.
No.
But you know what? It's becoming more and more common for experimentation to happen, and
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing. We can talk more about that later, but I kind of wanted to get to pouring, right?
Yes, and we have, this bottle was graciously provided by Haley at Keeper's Heart for us. This is the Irish and Bourbon Cask Strength, which we are going to get into directly. But first, I have a bottle of the regular Irish and Bourbon, which is bottled at 92 proof, that was graciously lent to us by a friend of the channel, Gracias Miguel. You want to grab your little one there? And I thought, what a better way to kind of wake up our palates and kind of see what the base model is and give us a baseline, is try the 92 proof before we jump into the cask strength. So that's that.
Before we get into this,
yeah.
hey, I want to remind the viewers to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also check us out on Instagram, So Into Bourbon, and Whiskey Realtor on TikTok.
Those are important things.
Yes, they are. You know what else is important?
What?
If you're watching and would like to try one of these bottles,
Oh, yes.
we have a discount code, a promo code for you.
That's right. Go to keepersheart.com, click shop, and use the code KEEPERS10.
Keepers 10.
Glenn will put it on the
Right,
screen.
yeah, right here.
Somewhere. And you get $10 off.
Absolutely.
So let's notice
nosing.
this. Disclaimer, I've had this before. So, but you go ahead.
So right away, I get the Irish whiskey feel, and it's just a very pleasant,
Sweet,
easy,
sweet and soft.
sweet,
Yep.
soft. Yes, sweet and soft.
Yeah, I like it.
That's a great descriptor.
Sweet and soft, and it's nice. It's got a little caramel, a little that kind of sweet candy.
A little bit of fruit, yeah.
I get a little fruit. Cheers. Drink it. I'm interested to see what you think of this one.
You know what? That's pretty damn good.
I have yet to meet any of my bourbon drinking friends, not that I have a lot of them, that do not like this. Because it is unique. Mm-hmm. It's grain forward. You really taste that Irish, but it kind of balances out, and you still get some of the best of the bourbon character. You get that sweetness of the corn, And a little bit of that oak character at the end.
I was going to say, it is grain forward. It's a little malty. I get a little bit of like chocolate malt on it. And just enough punchiness to it. And sweetens out a little bit of smoky. A little smoky.
I will agree with you on that. So mash bill for this is a triple distilled pot still whiskey, which is the Irish, of malted and unmalted barley. So if you're wondering what the mainstays, what's the difference between Scotch and Irish whiskey besides the country that they're made, Scotch is typically a single malt. Irish whiskey is a blend of malted and unmalted barley, and it is almost always triple distilled pot still. This is the Irish part of this is aged over 4 years in refilled American bourbon barrels. There is also a grain whiskey in this mash bill, which is a mix of corn and malt from Ireland, also 4 years old, aged in American bourbon barrels. And the bourbon is a 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malted barley, chef's kiss mash bill, from the United States, aged for over 4 years.
You know, hearing you read off those mash bills, it's like, oh yeah. Yeah,
I taste that.
That makes 100% sense. I taste everything in that mash bill.
And my buddy has had this bottle for a while, and I've drank it 2 or 3 times, and we reached out to Keeper's Heart because we wanted to do a St. Patrick's Day episode, but I don't know about you, I really didn't want to buy a bunch of Irish whiskeys and be like, can a bourbon drinker love Irish whiskeys? Either you do or you don't. This is, I think, truly the best of both worlds, and what a better way to celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Can't think of a better way.
So now this is the cask strength, same thing, except this is 59%, so 118 proof. Okay. So substantial jumping proof. Thank you. Also, we'll talk about how beautiful these bottles are. Retail on this bottle, $50. But if you use the code KEEPERS10, you get $10 off.
Can't beat that.
Can't beat it with steak.
That'll cover your shipping, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
And once again, thank you to...
Yes, thank you to Haley for this. Color is very light.
It is very light. For a cask strength, that's interesting.
Almost, I don't even know how to describe that color. Not even honey colored, it's very light, almost like a...
Which makes sense. That? I mean, it's aged in used barrels, so it's not going to go...
I'm not saying as a negative, it's just very light. Swirls around nice, puts a nice little ring at the top of it. That's some nice legs.
It does cling to the glass really well.
Ooh.
A little more punch to the nose there, isn't it?
Well, it's interesting. I feel like I got more alcohol in the 92 proof than I get on this one. I just get...
You know, this is all floral to me.
Floral and smoke. Like floral and kind of that charred bourbon.
Man, that's a nice...
I really like that nose.
Nice floral nose.
We're going to have to re-nose that.
I'm trying to come up with some
Let's drink it.
Let's
drink it and come back to the nose. Ooh.
This has a much warmer, viscous mouthfeel.
Which makes sense.
Obviously.
Less water.
I get more... I feel like the bourbon part of this shines through a little bit more.
Yeah.
Than the 90.
Yeah, the 92 proof. I feel like this is just the 92 proof turned up to 11.
Yeah.
Like exactly what, like if you like the 92 proof, you're really going to like this one because everything is just a little, like I get the grain.
I get the grain, but I don't get that chocolate malt like I did on the 92 proof. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just different.
I'll agree. I don't get I got maltiness. I don't get any chocolate, but I also get, and you hit the nail on the head, I get a lot more of that bourbon. I get the tingle of that 21% rye. I get that nice oaky, and that bourbon is just kind of like slapping at you. Like, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, it's got all the classic bourbon notes to it. And you're right, it is still... There's some malt there. There's still a lot of grain there. But I feel like this is more... Bourbon drinkers, strict bourbon drinkers are going to enjoy this a little bit more than the 92 proof.
Quick story time.
Okay.
When I first started drinking Scotch, When
you were 8?
Yep, when I was 7. No, it was, man, almost a year ago now when we did our Scotch episode, which you should go back and watch that. Can a bourbon drinker enjoy Scotch? Scotch is aged in ex-bourbon barrels, and I thought, I want to find a Scotch that gives me that bourbon character. This is the flavor I was looking for.
Yeah.
Like, this is exactly what it is. I really like this, and it makes sense that I do because I have enjoyed the 92 proof since I had it. I really like this. For St. Patrick's Day, you should definitely have a bottle of this if you're a bourbon drinker to celebrate.
Yeah.
This is all. I really like this one.
I enjoy this. I think both of these bottles offer something to a bourbon drinker or a Scotch drinker who's trying to kind of cross over. This offers more to a Scotch drinker who's trying to get into bourbon. And this one offers more to a bourbon drinker who's trying to get into Scotch, I think.
Yeah. I do think they both... I like these because they are good drinking, unique bourbons, whiskeys. They're good whiskeys that are affordable price point, that are pretty readily available. You can order them online. Some states can't. Sucks for you. But I just like how unique they are and how drinkable they are, and you don't feel, they're not allocated, and I don't have to, wait in line. I can
go. Talk about the price.
Yeah. So let's talk about the price. The Keeper's Heart Irish and Bourbon is $39.99. The Bourbon Cask Strength goes up to $49.99. They also have...
So expensive.
I know. They also have an Irish and American whiskey blend, and one of those blends go up to 110 proof. But if you really want to get crazy, they have a 10-year-old Irish single malt for $100. So, but they also have finished products. They've got maple syrup finished, stout barrel finished, cider barrel finished. There's a lot of offerings there.
That.
Cider finish?
I'm not a cider guy, so. Although, who knows? It may be great.
I like this. I like what they're doing. I like that they're, if nothing else, they're saying, let's give them something new.
I love the fact that, so a lot of the scotches in single malt, right? They're pretty low proof.
Yeah, typically 80 proof,
And I'm like, that's pretty good, but
I wish it was.
I wish it was higher proof.
That's exactly what.
There you go.
That's what I was looking for.
There's your answer.
Can we talk about how long this?
We can talk about whatever you want.
We can. It's our channel. We can do whatever we want. I want to talk about how long that finish just sits. I mean, it just tingles on your tongue, and you taste. You get that nice oaky character, but the maltiness stays around with it.
So going back to it now that malt's coming back through, that chocolate malt, there's a hint of it there. And it's funny because I didn't really pay attention to the mash bill here.
That's good. Why would you?
No, but when I was tasting it first, I thought, this is some rye spice coming through, which I had no idea it had.
21%. Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Excellent. Good job.
Great job. I love this, and you guys should try it. And we gave you money off. I mean,
absolutely.
We didn't.
Once again,
people at Keeper's Heart did.
Keepers 10. That's your promo code.
Keepers.
Order it. Save $10. Also, go to our Instagram, So Into Bourbon. Make sure you follow.
And
what else?
You gotta go to TikTok, Whiskey Realtor. And most importantly,
subscribe here.
Gotta subscribe here. This is where all the magic happens.
This is where the magic happens.
It is. And as always,
keep your wallets loose
and your bungholes tight. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Peace out.
Go Irish.
I didn't have a shirt on, and she said, you look like a busted can of biscuits.
Who said that?
Ava.
Damn. Brutal. You know what you got to do now? Get online and find a pair of Jinkos.
That's what I got to do now.
You
not aware of the
like,
brand name.
You looked at me like this shirt is too small. Is this shirt too? Does it not look good?
No, you're fine.
All right. Ready.
It's ugly, but it has nothing to do with the size.